Well, good morning, everybody. How are you guys today? We had an alright night. It was alright. It was not a good night, but it was an alright one. Look at the ash-covered dog. You guys want to see some storm damage? That used to all be a big closed canopy, and now it's a big hole in the trees. Yeah. There we go. Cowboy coffee without the cowboy. I'll be your huckleberry. Let's talk about budget gear. I know, another budget gear video. They're everywhere. But there's been a guy on a Facebook group that I follow called the Disabled Hiker who's been asking a lot of questions because he's looking for help. So this one's for you, man. Now, I really like the GSI Bugaboo set, cook sets, and the Pinnacle cook set, and I think they've got a soloist. And, oh, can you hear the plane? That guy's low. I love those sets. I plan on upgrading to one. If I don't end up just building my own set here soon anyways, because I really want a titanium 750 mil cup and a titanium fry pan. Titanium's the way to go. It's light and it's strong. So on to my gear now. For a fry pan, I picked this set up off of Amazon for like 15 or 20 bucks, and it was a whole mess kit set. It had the little fry pan, a little pot, my little spatula also came in there, and my little fry pan. And this thing, I've been rocking it for 3 years now. All of my gear I've had for a minimum of 3 years. The biggest thing is to take care of your stuff. That means, you know, while you're out, use it. That's what you got it for. Use it. When you get it home, you know, hang your tent up on a line and brush it out real nice. If you've got decent water, and I say that, and I'll explain that in a moment. if you've got decent water, spray your tent off, you know, get the dirt and grime off of it before you roll it up and pack it away. That's hitting the spot today. Your tarps. Take your tarps home. Line those up. Let them air dry in the wind for a day. It doesn't take them very long. Okay, the other part of my cook kit that I always carry, it's got some use. The bottom's all dirty right now. My Stanley, oh, what's this called, guys? The Stanley Adventure set, or Stanley Adventure Cup. It's at Walmart for 15 bucks. Stainless steel. It comes with 2 cups in it, just like this, except without the stickers. That's compliments of my 4-year-old. But this makes up the majority of my cook kit. And well, I haven't had this camp mug for 3 years. I've had this one for about a year now. I had a DZO stainless that was awesome until I tried to make a muffin in it. Yeah. Go check out my Facebook page for that one. Now for my camp stove. Can I find the name on it? There it is. Oh hoo hoo. Another Amazon find, like 20 bucks. And it even comes with a it's got a little alcohol bowl, because it's a wood burning stove, so you can burn either little twigs in it. It's not a gasifier. You can either burn little twigs in it, or you can fill the little bowl up with I've used rubbing alcohol. I've used the yellow bottles of, oh, it's like fuel system cleaner or something like that from AutoZone. Now I can't remember what it's called. Or it might even be an additive. My water bladder. This one's a Camelback, so it's a little bit nicer, but I've had a handful of the Walmart ones. They work all right. They'll get you out a couple times. As long as you don't put too much pressure in your pack, you won't have a problem with it. Speaking of packs, I screwed up when I bought my backpacks, because I went for what I felt was the best, cheapest option. And they work. I've had this one for 4 years, but I don't think that this is even, I tried searching the company the other day and I can't even find them online, but they were called monkey packs. Let's see if they can see that. Yeah. I paid like 30 bucks for this thing, and it's got molly webbing everywhere. Sides, the bottom, all over the front. I have carried 50 pounds of trapping equipment in that pack. I've done multiple. I've went out for 3 days, 4 days at a time out of that pack, which that gets a little tricky if you're out over 2 nights in that one, because it's only like 30 liter. My little silverware set. Another Walmart find. Imagine that. You guys have seen my tarp. My tarp is from Chill Gorilla, 10x10 Superfly. I think I've said that before. I might have paid like 40 bucks for it. But I took it, once I got it home, well, once it got home, because I ordered it, I took it outside and I took Scotchgard waterproofing to the outside of it. which was probably unnecessary because the inside of this thing is kind of like a, I don't know, I think it's a sil nylon. I'm pretty sure it's a sil nylon. One of the most expensive pieces of kit that I have is probably my tomahawk, my CRKT wood Shogun. I think I paid 60 or 70 bucks for this thing about 4 years ago. I've had this for 4 years. And I've had my Uncle Henry rat tail knife for like 3 years. I think I paid 40 bucks for this. It's not necessarily a bushcrafter knife, but you know, I've had this thing out hunting. I carry it on my trap line. It goes camping with me all the time. This is pretty much the knife that I carry right now. Let's see, what else do I have in here that you guys should know about? Dog packs. I don't recommend the tail up dog packs. They are cheap. I've had the zippers rip out of a bunch of them. I upgraded my first aid and my fire kit. First off, I have I'm just going to take it all the way off. Oh, maybe that's not a good idea to have on there, because if you need this, you're going to have to get it off faster than that. My uncle actually sent me this. It's a tactical tourniquet that a lot of police officers carry. My uncle actually sent me about half of the gear that I have. And no, I do not remember the name of this pouch. And it's not, there's no logo tag on it. I wish there was. In the front is where I keep my fire steel and my beetle knife, my matches, and a little Bic lighter, just one of the mini ones. And that stays right in the front pouch. Now, if I'm out like backpacking or canoeing, if I'm not set up for the night in a spot, like if I'm traveling, my fire steel stays attached to my hip just like my knife. And then inside, here, let's do it this way. So inside of here, I keep a little bit of twine for fire starter, and I keep it inside so it stays a little bit drier if if this thing happens to get wet. My compass. Now this is a trauma wound dressing 6-inch hemorrhage control bandage. I've got another one at the house in case that one ends up getting used. I keep my batteries in here. My headlamp goes in here too. Tongue depressors, a couple Benadryl, some Rolaids, eye drops, chapstick, gloves, some tweezers, my first aid, my actual first aid, like my Band-Aids, antibacterial cream, burn cream, gauze pads. That's all right in here. And then, yeah, it all just kind of stacks in here nice and neat, organized. Put my flashlight away so you guys can see how it goes in there. And now I know you might be thinking, isn't it a little bit excessive to carry around a trauma hemorrhage control bandage and a tactical tourniquet? I think in some instances it might be. But as a handicapped person who falls a lot, trauma from falls, like puncture wounds or things of that nature, are a very likely occurrence. So I want to be ready. Okay. For my food bag, my little clothes bag, if I take extra clothes, I found these roll top deals at Walmart. I think I got these from either Walmart or Amazon. These were pretty cheap. They're not submersible, but they're water resistant. Like, they'll take a splash. Like $5 to $10 for a little set of 3 of them. They were fairly cheap. And they, like I said, been rocking them for 3 years. It works. This is the sleeping bag that I used last night. My Ozark Trail 40 degree. This thing does not go down to 40 degrees. It might be good at about 50 to 60. It does not go down to 40 degrees. Luckily it didn't get that cold last night, and I knew it wasn't going to. But this thing is so light. It might be 1.5 pounds. Another piece of gear that my uncle sent me, I didn't pay for, so I don't think this would really qualify as a budget piece of gear, because these are a $100 water pump. But my MSR Mini Works air spring, I have used this thing. I really expected to get sick a couple times from the water that I was filtering with it, because, I mean, if you're not used to using these things, and I'm fairly new to them, I've only really been filtering water for about 1.5 years. All the other times I've only ever carried my water. But these things are awesome. And the Sawyer Squeeze are good water filters also. I'd stay away from Life Straw because they don't filter as much, but that's another very good option. They are. Pretty girl. Well, we're gonna head home. We're all packed up, so thanks for coming camping with us, guys. It might be a couple weeks until I can get another camping video done, because I've got a lot of stuff around home I got to catch up on before winter. Well, before hunting season, really. So I'll have a couple gear videos up for you guys. Not necessarily gear reviews, but gear videos. We'll see what happens. Alright, thanks again. Talk to you guys soon.